which we were fielding to confront the MDC, CCC opposition parties in the coming elections. We are very confident that because this team has been elected democratically, this will ensure that there is a quick reconciliation between the losers and the winners, and that we will have a team ZANU PF. We are doing it well ahead of the elections. Elections are 4 months away, so any rubbing of the wounds and any licking of the wounds can be done, and the scars are healed, and that we then can field a solid team which will make sure that we have a whitewash election come July, August, as has been indicated by the President in a statement issued by the Minister of Justice. This is our team. We are hoping that the other side, which is the CCC and the MDC, they can also go a similar selection of candidates process, so that we develop the ethos of democracy within Zimbabwe to a higher level. There's always been this accusation that ZANU PF is not democratic, but you've seen for yourself, this has been a very transparent manner. You had many of you going to the various constituencies to see people lining up to queue to vote. You now have seen the results of that vote being debated, and at each and every occasion, you have been called to be briefed at every step by ZANU PF, so that you follow the goings on in ZANU PF without having to go for rumors or otherwise. Yes, there is fiction which is usually created by opposition papers, but it doesn't exist. So we have an open manner conducted our primary elections, and the results are being published in an open manner, which is a press conference, because you are the interface between ZANU PF and the people. We appreciate your role, so we try to give you as much as possible the most accurate information about what we are doing in ZANU PF, because we are an accountable party. We are a part of democracy. We are a part of the future of Zimbabwe. We are also doing as much as possible in the present circumstances to make sure that the people of Zimbabwe feel that there is a government which cares about their welfare and about their future. So here we are. We have come to the end of the primaries. We are now waiting for the proclamation of the date of elections. Then we will field this team of candidates, and the President is very confident that coming from the people, these candidates will also be able to garner enough support, as opposed to the other part where the candidates come from the rabbit head of an individual or a coterie of individuals who feel they can do groupthink on behalf of a political party. It doesn't have structures. It exists in the mind of the leader, and it is not organized, that party. We are organized from the cell all the way to the provinces. That's where our candidates come from. So we will be fielding the ZANU PF organizational machine against the MDC, CCC disorganized apparatus, the ramshackle, which is the CCC and the MDC. And we are very confident that the electorate will endorse a party with pedigree, a party with a history, and a party with a correct charting of the future of Zimbabwe through so many things of economic transformation, which is making the economy of the country grow, but also making our currency become stronger, because we are earning all the US dollars anyway. People no longer want to worry about them, but more important, giving hope to a young generation which always feels that the future must offer them a better life than the one which they are having today. So it is a part of the future. I want to say the long and the short, the job is done. The primaries have been concluded. The President worked very hard with his team. He personally was supervising each and every candidate, the loser and the winner, to make sure that he gets a feel, a pulse of the party, ZANU PF. And he is very confident of the team which has been fielded, because it is not coming from him it is coming from the membership. We reached up to 4.5 million registered members. The political commissar will be giving you the numbers that voted in our primaries. There were challenges in many of them voting because we made people write the names of their candidates. So it's a little bit of a cumbersome process, and not everybody is adept at writing. There may have been instances where papers were spoiled because they couldn't spell names properly. We think that much as it was not up to scratch compared to the ZEC, it means that if people were so enthusiastic in a difficult administrative environment, which is only a part, we are only a part, and we don't have the same resources of the government, we feel that this dress rehearsal will prepare ourselves better for the ZEC elections, which will be administered in the next 4 months. The enthusiasm which we saw, we think it will carry the party through all the way to the national harmonized elections. And because the ballot paper will be much simpler, we expect that there will be less spoiled papers, and there will be the voting will be much quicker than what we had this last time. Because we do things on a budget, on a shoestring budget. We are not a very rich party, but we are a very popular party, that I can assure you. We may not be as rich, but we are very popular with the people because we are trying to make the people's lives change for the better. That is the assignment of ZANU PF. We don't promise pies in the sky, and we don't just focus on going to State House like the other party. They can't administer cities because they want to do that only when they're in the State House. So 20 years they've been trying to go into the State House. The cities have rotated, they don't care because they are more concerned with State House power. They forget that power starts at Town House. You must also do something for the Town House because they are the same voters. And we saw a substantial increase in the registered sales in urban cities. So we're thinking we are making a comeback, and in the course of the elections, we are very confident that the president will make some announcements specifically directed to the urban electorate to make them feel they are part of the new environment of hope, which is now wafting throughout the whole country, especially in rural areas. Now, we think that it is a chance for the urban people to see that ZANU PF can deliver as opposed to the MDC, CCC, city fathers. We have never bothered to develop cities and towns for 2 decades. We also just want to add that we congratulated our president for winning the freedom of cities. First, Victoria Falls, he was awarded the freedom of the city. Then yesterday, he went to Gweru, he was awarded the freedom of the city. It's very interesting that both cities are run by the opposition. It's a good thing. It shows that even the opposition are beginning to appreciate the good things which are being done by our president. We believe that this is the spirit of Zimbabwe. We believe that we can reach out to each other and share a vision of a nation where political differences do not translate into treacherous tendencies, where you begin to go outside of the country to canvass against your own brother at the behest of foreign powers, most of whom just want to come and be marauders. They are jealous of our wealth, they are jealous of our riches, they are jealous of our minerals, so they want to take them away from us like they did in the colonial era. And you then go to them and say they are the ones who should advise on the politics of Zimbabwe. We think that this is the fundamental difference between us and CCC. If they can show more of patriotic credentials, we'll be very happy, because we like an opposition, because it is in the constitution of Zimbabwe. And I always emphasize, we came to power, ballot to office, not bullet to office. So democracy is in our DNA as ZANU PF. All we want is a homegrown opposition which contests on the merits of what they can do to the Zimbabwe people, not on how they can become servile underdogs of foreign powers, mostly former powers which were colonial planters. We don't subscribe to that. Otherwise, we have no problem with the opposition. I want to thank you very much